Hey, what's going on, Georgia? How you doing, Doc? Good morning, Miss Davis. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? Leo, hold on. Leo, fire. Leo, fire. I'm smart. How you doing, Ella? Miss T, what's up? Queen Beige and the Brave, always, always. True Alchemy, aka Anarchy. Sure, scream it. If you want to, scream in one of the lives. By all means. Seraphim speaks. Ocean Blue Flame, what's up? Denise, what a why? OC, Miss Sutton, how you doing? D Nice W. D Nice, I don't know if you a dude or a girl, cause that name freaking me out. I know it's a DJ D Nice. And I'll be like, man, can I say what's up, brother? What's up, sister? The name. So good job on that. Oh, hey. Short for Denise. Oh shit. D Nice, didn't he? Oh, dad joke. Oh my god, that is so damn smooth. Oh, I ain't got a cool name I could do some shit like that with. Roxy, what's up? All right, everybody, check it out. Hey, check it out. So today we are gonna be talking about this. Hey there, Mara Smith, Ashley, what's up? So today we're gonna be talking about Ambedo. Uh, Depending on where you come from, Ambedo, they capitalize it. Ambedo. Appreciate y'all with the new background. I ain't done. I'm doing a lot more changing up in here, getting the acoustics right. And since I'm gonna be doing the podcast coming up very soon, I gotta, blend in the. I got a window here. I gotta blend it in so it don't sound so aerated. But uh, I've been busy all your experiences on True Spook. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So now, Ambedo. Now, I want to give you guys something because this is not going to be so much for our ancestors, but for the people who's watching, you all. And don't think I'm kicking you in your nuts, thumping your clit when I talk about this. I really want you all to really get to the point of what I'm trying to say. Now, a lot of us sit up here and we want to connect with our ancestors. We want to sit up there and be one with the source. We want to be one with all. We want to do this. A lot of people say, hey, pour out libations here and there, pour out this and do that. And I've seen various people who sit up here and talk about ancestor praise, ancestor worship, ancestor altars, ancestor this, but not one person but myself. I'm gonna pop my own little collar here. Says when it comes to your ancestors, you have to live their experience. And people have it all wrong. A lot of people teaching the right way, well, what they know, but I gotta say this. Everybody got their own energy. My preferred way of understanding my ancestors and yours, and this is how I do it when I go in my reading too, is the simple fact that I need to experience what that ancestor experienced at the time they experienced. Now, let me explain a little bit more because I want you spiritualists to really get it. I'm not going to sit here in 3D, living here in Florida, and think about what my ancestors might have done. I'm not going to think about how they came through the struggle. I'm not going to imagine what they went through. They all live inside of me. So I need to tap into those sources and I need to go right back to the point and I need to live out through their eyes, through their body, through their feelings. If they got whooped on their ass with a whip, I need to experience that feeling for a brief millisecond so I can understand exactly what that energy means. Now, a lot of spiritualists, they'll say, oh, I can imagine your ancestors doing this. I can imagine my ancestors doing that. What my ancestors would have done in this situation, in this moment. The hypothetical, past, present, and future is for us in the 3D body. This is our mindset to live out our lives. But when we're going to go and experience our ancestors, we need to really involve ourselves in everything. Now, I hope I'm making sense to you guys. And if I'm not, let me know. Say, Baron, bitch, it ain't making sense. Rewind that shit. But hear me out. If I want to talk to my ancestor from South Carolina, the Eubankses, if I want to go talk to the Eubanks of South Carolina, and I heard a story that was told to me by my grandmama, by my uncle, by some family who knew them, what my ancestor, what my kinfolk went through. Me personally, I'm going to try to take in everything. I'm going to go to this sensory deprivation, this sensory experience. I'm going to try to smell the barn. I'm going to try to feel the grass. I'm going to try to taste the food. I'm going to try to smell the air. I'm going to try to drink the water. I'm going to try to smell the sweat coming off my ancestor. I'm going to try to see what the passion was. I'm going to try to involve myself in all of that. And you know what that's called, people in the spiritual community? Well, in psychological community, it's called Ambedo. It's called Ambedo, and it's a kind of melancholy sense of being in the moment, 100% absorbed in the moment. Not I'm sitting here and thinking what they would have done. I need to go back there and see what they done. So let me help you out. There's this one show. I can't stand the actress in the show. God knows I fucking can't. But when I was coming up with this, and I remember I watched this about 6 months ago. I don't know if they got another season, another episode, but I watched like 2 seasons of the shit and it ended. It's called Kindred. And what I'm trying to tell you when we talk about kindred, because Ambedo is gonna segue into how you say, oh, that's a kindred spirit, a kindred spirit if you're from the South. Kindred. This is my kin. This is my. Now the word. Let's break down the word kindred. Kin is intelligence, mindset, mental capacity. Google this now. I'm not telling you guys nothing you can't Google. I just got a hell of a vernacular. So if you say kindred, you break down the word kin, that means wisdom, intelligence, knowledge. Dread is the fear of. So the knowledge, well, the fear of having knowledge of my kinfolk. So that's why we'll sit up there and say, man, we kindred spirit. And when you tell somebody you kindred spirit, you instantly get that pivotal backup. Like, damn, this bitch gonna know too much about me. Oh, we linking on, we meshing on all levels. That's a kindred soul. So you back up, you reject it. Now, Ambedo says, let's overstep kindred and live in the moment. Let's understand what our ancestors went through. I hope I ain't lose you there. I'm a real I'm a real, tech head. I get it. I'm a book man. I got a lot of them. I'm a book head. So let me stop and make sure everybody follow me, because whoa, somebody do. I don't know who need to die, but cut it out. Everybody, y'all follow me so far what I'm talking about? Because I can shift the conversation a little bit. I want you guys to get this. I'm reading the comments, y'all. Don't mind me. So when we talk about Ambedo, we're I'm just telling you guys, experience the moment for experience sake. Experience the moment for experience sake. How are you going to call yourself 100% a tarot reader or a diviner, a soothsayer, whatever you want to call yourself in the spiritual community, to where you do divination? How are you going to call yourself that when you can't put yourself in that person's shoes at the moment? When you can't put yourself in that person's lifestyle? Running the risk of sounding vain and arrogant as fuck. When I'm doing my readings and I'm talking about you and your life, I have to put myself there. I have to put myself in your bedroom. I have to put myself in that car. I have to put myself in that hospital room. I have to put myself there. So that means I'm not me. I'm living through you, through that energy that you saw, through that ancestor that you saw, through that family member that's going through it at the moment. That's Ambedo. As a spiritualist people, this is what we need to practice how to do. Everybody say, Baron, how do I become psychic? I'm going to take $1 billion tarot course to learn how to read tarot like you. Man, save your goddamn money and learn the roadblocks. Learn the roadmaps. Ambedo is the first thing you do. Experience, do experience for experience sake. Total sensory deprivation. Where else do they say about total sensory deprivation, people? They say when you meditate, you need to be whisked away to that meditation place. Who gives a fuck if your ass itching? Who gives a fuck if your joints hurting? Who cares if your ass done got flat and you had a bubble and now you done sat so long for 30 hours, the bitch flat as the goddamn tabletop? Who cares? Because that doesn't mean nothing. You need to be in the moment, in the experience. But nobody ever give you a word for it and say, Ambedo, you need to strengthen your Ambedo gland, your Ambedo mindset. Now, we're going to come back to that in the ancestral realm, but you know me, I like to give you multiple damn analogies so you can understand. Now, when it comes to relationships, partnership, man and woman, however your family, 99% of us cannot live in the moment with our partner. We cannot wake up every day next to our boo thing, our wives, our girlfriends, our husbands, and we can't sit up there and say, damn, this is a great moment. Damn, I'm so lucky to be in this moment. Damn, God, ooh, I just feeling it. This moment, this second, this instance. And I'm guilty of this. I got trust issues. I'm just gonna fucking tell you. I got trust issues. So in the 3D physical world, relationship wise, I haven't mastered this shit yet. Spiritually, boom, I'm that dude. 3D what? Man, what? I wake up next to mine. I wonder if some Negro gonna sit out there with a bigger cock, a bigger bank account, bigger chest, and take my old lady. This is my mindset. I don't care about the goddamn moment. I'm always sitting up there planning, plotting, and goddamn scheming to make sure I keep what I got at home. We all do it. I'm just a Negro to tell you the truth. I can't do Ambedo in the 3D because there's too many variables of shit that can unravel what I got going on. There's men out there that probably look better than me. Notice I said probably not. Probably. There's men out there that probably look better than me. There's people out there with definitely I got more bread than I got. There's people out there with a better spiritual gift than I got. Something that could sway my old lady head away from me. I got to make a contingency plan for that shit. So I can't afford to live in the moment right now. Because when I get comfortable and when I live in the moment, I lose. That's my personal way of thinking. 99% of us think that way. Be real with yourself. So it's very hard to do this Ambedo thing. So that's why I say this is nothing to do with our ancestors right now. This is all to do with us. Because we can't learn to live in the moment. But when we're on this spiritual plane and we doing these tarot cards and we doing these crystals and stones and we doing these divining rod, that's the one time, people, where it all relies on ourselves to live in the moment. And we do ourselves a disjustice because we don't understand how to do it. If I tell you every last one of you guys have the ability to be the best tarot readers, psychic, divinators on the planet. Everybody got it, not just me, not just a bunch of other people, your trusted source, your spiritual advisors. You got it too. You don't have to go through no elaborate motherfucking ritual. You ain't got to cut your goddamn ear off and stab yourself in the peen. It's just in you. It's just you got to learn Ambedo. You got to learn how to understand the moment for moment's sake. 3D, I ain't got that yet. Spiritually, I get it. So there's another version of it called remote viewing. How many people have heard of that? How many people heard of the term remote viewing? What if after what I'm explaining, and I'll read the textbook definition for it. Ambedo, here we go. A kind of melancholic trance in which you become completely absorbed in vivid sensory detail, soaking in the experience of being alive, of doing something purely for its own sake. Now, when we get up here and we talk about remote viewing, what does old boys do? I remote view. I done went to several people's house. Several people. I'm going to tell you something before I get into explaining this. So I didn't think anybody could get in my house, right? Because I got berries and block, and I told you I make the joke. The tooth fairy can't get in this bitch if I don't want her to. So the rapper, good friend of mine and brother, Dantes, the Dantes Experience. Look him up on Instagram. Excellent rapper. He did a video. He even put me in his music video. People, good brother. He called me one day and did a reading. Now he told me, "Hey Baron, don't get upset. I came to your house and I shuffled your deck." I'm like, "How the hell you get past my defenses?" He like, "I came to your house and I shuffled your cards." And I'm like, "Shuffle my cards?" So, and I know how I place my cards. Because every night before I go to sleep on my deck, I leave one card up. Maybe I forgot. Who knows? When I got back in here to do my reading for him, when I sat down at the table to do my reading, my cards was down and they just didn't feel like my touch. And he told me on the phone during his reading, "Yeah, I shuffled your cards for you. I came to your house and shuffled your cards." That brother instantly knew how to remote view, astral project, all at the same time. Whether he can do it on a regular, I don't know. We never talked about it again. But he did it. Now, back to Ambedo. As I say, when we come to remote viewing, this is all we're doing. We're involving ourselves 100% sensory, vivid deprivation inside that thought process, inside that image, inside that moment. That why when those people remote view, they can say, "Hey man, there's a green pot over here." They sitting in the office and they somewhere in China viewing Timbuktu house. Yeah, he got a door right here. If you go in here, you'll see a green exit. Move that lever over there. That'll open the passageway. And then they raid the man's house and boom, they do exactly what the remote viewer said. Boom, they in. That's because those people have mastered Ambedo. Now, a lot of us haven't heard of Ambedo. A lot of us ain't heard about these textbooks. A lot of people ain't heard of these words that I'm bringing to you. And I'm bringing it to you because I need for you guys to know how to connect with your ancestors. You want to know how to heal the generational curses in your family without having to come to a spiritual man and drop all this coin on them, such as myself? I I want you guys to be able to do this shit on your own. If you guys wake up one day and say, fuck the Baron, I don't need the Baron, bitch, I got it. I got it. I'm gonna say, amen, blessing. I'm gonna say I appreciate that. That makes me feel good that you strengthen your spiritual man. But remote viewers do it all the time. It's finna get deep now, people. So put scrap on your boots. Remote viewers have mastered Ambedo, being in the midst of the vision and experiencing the vision at that moment in vivid detail. They can do this by going in the past. They can do this by going to the future. They can do this everywhere. We call them precogs. It's a word for it. Now, why can't you do it? You spend time meditating. You burn candles. You sit up there and build altars. You talk to your spirit. Why can't you do exactly what they're doing in the labs, in the studios, on television? Why can't you do it? It's because you never knew what it was, people. You never knew how to anchor yourself to that thought process, to that process or procedure. You never know if you can do something if you never know what it is you can do. Y'all follow me? I've got to make sure we got this. I'm in my mind, I feel like I'm talking too much. I'm going over you guys' head, but I know you guys get it because I'm gonna give you the analogies properly. So now let's go to astral projection. How many people know how to astral project? Several people have. Baron, I done met you on the astral plane. Baron, you done came to my house and moved some shit around and fixed the car out there, and I was able to get to work, knowing that car been broke for 12. I can't. I will not make this shit up. A client literally told me that. Baron, I looked out my window in a dream, or I was wait. You were fixing my car on my engine. That car didn't work in 7 months. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's been sitting. But some told me to go and crank it up after having a dream that you was outside fixing my car and the bitch broke up. People, I am not a mechanic. Oil under my fingernails piss me off. I will build you a table. I like woodwork. Anything dealing with a car, I will pay you. In cutting grass, I will pay you to do that shit because I don't want no snake jumping on my leg while that lawnmower pushing. But working on cars, no. But the client said that I astral projected and I did it. Granted, I had just did a reading with that client and I saw the pain point of that client hurting without a vehicle, and spirit saw for it to do it. I wouldn't have known. I didn't remember I was there. Don't know. But that's what the client said. But people, that's astral projection. And I couldn't do astral projection in any form, no matter how bad I wanted to, unless I understood Ambedo. So are you guys understanding Ambedo right quick? Because I'm going to read some of the comments and I want you guys to tell me, because I'm finna wake this shit up in front of you today. So give me a sensory deprivation on a spiritual level. The first three pop up, cool. That you experienced, that you was in the moment, you was in your groove, you was doing your thing, and you knew your shit. And then when it was all over, you forgot. You're like, how the fuck I did that? How I did that? Let me go to the carnal section. Let's go to the carnal section. King Q say, break it down. King Q, I'm finna break it down to the carnal section. Can you protect your house from random people astral projecting in your home? Sure you can. You just got to put your blocks up there, your barrier. Got to put your blocks and your barriers up there. That swastika is amazing. Putting the swastika on your door, putting the trident on your door. These are how you protect yourself from energies getting in that you don't want in now. Talk to the Trinidadian people. Talk to the Hindu people. Come on now, we got this. So let's break it down to the most carnal sense. So how many of you guys have been, y'all just had one good night? I mean, woo, baby. You knew you was in the groove with your partner. Y'all was screwing, y'all was happy, y'all was passionate, kissing, touching, hugging. The night that y'all did everything from A to Z, starting at 7:30 and ending at 12, a whole 4-hour session. You were just in the zone. You was in the moment, experiencing that sensory deprivation for what it is. How many of y'all have done that? At least once in your life. Everything made sense. You knew what a 13-year-old Malaysian kid was thinking, let alone you knew what a 98-year-old Australian man was doing. How many people have been in that sensory deprivation, people? That's Ambedo. That's Ambedo. I gave you the carnal way. This is what we understand, physical beings. Now let's go to the spiritual way. How many of you guys have helped a family member out by you saying, hey, I don't think you should go there. I don't think you should do that. And you had so much sweat on your forehead and your heart beating. You feel like your heart pounding out your chest like you finna die. You done experienced that person being shot, stabbed, or raped. And it come down to it and you like, and you hyperventilate and you praying, don't do it, don't go out there, don't. That's Ambedo. You experience that motion for that person. Right now, we're using Ambedo as a reflex. We're using it as a reflex. We're not breaking it down, getting into it, tearing it up, practicing it. I'm going to help you out. In martial arts, a lot of us done took martial arts. The Japanese got a word called a kata. The Chinese call it shadow boxing. You know, here in the hood, we call it, here in the South, we call it bum rushing. This is where we get out there and we just punching at the wall. We punching at the wall. We just, we doing all our martial art moves in our head. We fighting invisible opponents. We fighting that person that done pissed us off at our job. We doing all that shit. And in that moment, we are 100% fire. We are 100% in the moment, absorbed in the moment. And then it come time for you to actually fight, a physical fight. You go and you win that fight with ease because you done fought it already. Because your mind, because you was in Ambedo, this is a future tense, people. And you already knew you was going to have to fight that opponent. And you went through 1,000 scenarios of win, lose, or draw. And then that person come up, and this can be with an argument because nobody's physical no more. So this is the argument. Let's take it to the argument versus the fighting. So you done had an argument with that person 13 million different times in your head. And then when it comes up to it and you actually have that argument with that person, you know how to defeat that person because you done experienced that moment in your mind a million times for the moment, for the sake you done involved. You done witnessed slapping the bitch with something. You done witnessed cracking their head open. You done witnessed calling them a bird. You done went to throwing their kids out the window. You done did all these millions and millions scenarios in your head. And then when you go and you arguing with that person or you confront that person, it's like, bitch, this ain't worth my time. That's how we use Ambedo. When you imagine something, you think about something, you want to know something, you know it and you experience it 100% in the moment. Nothing else matters. Are you guys understanding? Ella just said deja vu. Ella, it's a difference between deja vu because deja vu is a memory of what you did. Deja vu is the memory. Deja vu comes after Ambedo. That's a good thing. After Ambedo has been done and after you settled that issue, you're walking into the same area and the situation was so real, the sensory deprivation was so real to where you say, damn, I've been here before. You have. Not physically. In your mind, you have been there, people. You have done it. And if you want to take deja vu to a whole nother level, now you do recap on the situation. When you experience that deja vu, you stop and you look around and say, what might I have done by that chair? What might I have done right here? And it'll start coming back. Then you'll place yourself in that bit, and now you can record. This is how we tap into our ancestor energy. Because how many people have had dreams where you feel like I'm out there plowing the field, I'm dressed up as a slave, I'm picking cotton and all that shit there, knowing your ass ain't never did none of that shit. You ain't did nothing but get in your fancy fucking automobile, go to that office job, hit them computer keys and get your ass back home. But you having vivid ass dreams about being in a situation on a farm plantation. You having vivid ass dream about being shot and hurt. You having vivid ass dreams about spending money on a yacht and a boat, knowing you ain't been there. You having vivid dreams of doing something. And you wake up, that shit felt so real. That's Ambedo, people. We're living off of a reflex. We're not using it for its full potential. The closest we're getting to it is tarot, divination. And then we do that so lack as luster that we can't really form a complete sentence. I want you guys to get it. Because once we know these words and the meaning behind them, we can write our own ticket, people. We can heal our ancestors. We can heal our children. We can see where it went wrong. Everybody had a uncle or auntie that was out there in the street, very street smart. Very street smart. You give her $1, she by 6 o'clock, she got $300. She done scammed, he done scammed, he done did this. But yet we'll sit up here every day and say, I don't know how to get no money. I'm broke. So how about you tap into the energy of that ancestor who was a hustler, who knew how to get it? Damn, what would that ancestor do? Ancestor, Auntie Pearl, Guinea Back, Londa Pick, Shorty Cool. These are all my people name. I know we Southern country motherfucker. How you name somebody Guinea Back? And the lady wasn't nothing but 110 pounds soaking wet, but she was called Guinea Back. But Guinea Back knew how to get that money. Guinea Back knew how to pimp them dudes to get what she wanted. And I see young women, I ain't got no money. I'm broke. I don't know where this money gonna come from, because you ain't tapping into the ancestor energy that knew how to get it by hook or crook, how we say. A lot of brothers out here, I can't find a good woman. Ain't no good woman out here. But there was always that one brother in your family that knew how to talk up on some pussy. No matter what, the woman could be blind, crippled, and crazy. He knew how to get it, and he was gonna get it. Just knew how to charm. Who's to say, brothers, y'all can't tap into that shit? Tap into his energy. Go back there and see what he was doing. Get his talk game going. See his movements. What he did. It ain't nothing we can't do if we just experience the experience for the moment. This is how great men become great. This is how actors become actors, TV stars, musicians become musicians. This is when you get knocked on your fucking head and you wake up out of a coma, and now you speaking 7 different languages, you playing the piano, tap dancing, and motherfucking mountain climbing. Where the fuck they learn to do that at? The motherfucker lived in the middle of the projects all day life. Bitch ain't never flew a space shuttle, but all of a sudden he know all the mechanisms of it. Because he was century, he or she involved themselves in Ambedo for that reason. And it downloaded, it imprinted. And that's how we use Ambedo. If we can imagine a scenario and we could put ourselves in that scenario and we can live it for living its sake, experience for experience sake, just dig the fuck in there. The taste, the sound, the smell, the feeling, the energy, the fear, the love, the doubt, the depression. If we can just put ourselves in that moment for moment's sake, that's Ambedo. And we can come out so enriched with culture, spirituality, spell work. Oh my God, it's amazing what we can do. People, I need some of you guys to type that word in. Write it. Type it, Ambedo. I'll help you spell it. Ambedo. Type it. Let's get that downloaded. Because ain't no way in hell we gonna have a true ancestor connection when we can go inside ourselves and realize what our ancestors went through. We can have people talk about it in the books. We can have people talk about it on TV. We can have various brothers say, "Oh, back in Africa, our ancestors did this," and we can imagine their story, their imprintation. Hell, how you know that was your ancestor? How you know it wasn't his ancestor doing that? Now the thing come up, some of us are indigenous. Some of us always been here in America. Some of us always, we get it. I get it. I understand. But as far as I know, my ancestors came from Barbados. Then they was in the Congo. So when I want to go in my closet and speak to my ancestors, I'm not speaking to nobody here on American plane. I'm going for what's comfortable to me. And I'm experiencing eating the food they ate, climbing the trees they ate, chasing a monkey like they did. I go there. I'm experiencing brothers that look just like me, short and stalky. I'm not experiencing Americanized soil. I'm not tasting that water, feeling that land. I'm feeling the land back in Barbados. I'm feeling the land back in Africa, in the Congos. Ambedo, don't let somebody tell you this is what you should be thinking. Because when you allow somebody to tell you how to think, how to feel, y'all know what's coming next. You become their slave, their puppet. But if you go on your own feeling, you go on your own emotion, you go on your own understanding. Hell, that good book that I love to quote, look not to your own understanding. You might as well say, bitch, I'm putting a bullet in you. You finna commit suicide. You finna commit spiritual suicide. Look not to your own understanding, but seek thee the power of God. Who's God? I'm finna help you here. They've killed us with these words. When you understand what you understand, it becomes clearer to you than if I'm teaching you what you need to understand. Am I making sense? There you go, Ella. You hitting it on the head. Be the captain of your ship, the master of your soul. Because that's what everybody jocking for. If I could make you realize that you ain't shit, you ain't never been shit, and you ain't got no roots or connection, then the only thing you're going to think about is pain, sorrow, anger, how you, the ghetto, all that shit there. But if I can say, hey, your ancestors was great, and you really need to get in that closet and you need to imagine how great they was. You need to understand where you come from. You need to take the happy moments, the sad moments, and you need to relive it and see what come around. You need to involve yourself with them intimately. And when you come out having a skill, knowing how to do something, understanding what it is you need to be, what it is you need to do. Do you think when you go in that closet and meditate or you get on your knees and pray that you actually praying to some mythical cat in the sky or some mythical goddess somewhere? You're praying to that energy in yourself. And every time you get a pain point, you're saying, I can't take this. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you just go down to the bottom of your soul, the abyss to which it is, and you don't see no way out. And then you get that epiphany. There go another word, people. You get an epiphany. And that epiphany is the idea, the spark to wake you up. And when you get that epiphany, you totally absorb in how you can overcome your limitations in your situation. That's Ambedo. But we get the epiphany and we say, oh, I'm just going to do better. Live in that pain, live in that hurt, live in that experience, because your body telling you something. Your mind saying, baby, I got the answers for you. Dig deep in the recesses. Your ancestors went through this. Connect with Mabel. Connect with Cousin Pete. Connect with Pastor Tim and connect with that ancestor down your bloodline. Experience what they experienced. Are you saying we the only culture that cannot do it? Seeming that we the only culture they say that's strong enough to do it. I've seen the Chinese sit up there and they will walk and act like their ancestors. Somebody tell them this is how your ancestors walk. They walk, they act, they sing, they do it. Somebody in the family mimic them on a holiday. Look this up. I forget the holiday. They will act like this. There's in Cambodia, I want to say Cambodia or Malaysia, one of the two, they dig up their dead relatives and they dress them and they absorb the memories and thoughts from their dead relative. And they say, oh, grandma Guso can cook really good. Well, come October X, Y, and Z day, whatever the holiday is, we're gonna dig her up, dress her in nice clothes, and we're gonna sit her in the kitchen and while you cook and watch how you get in bed with the ability to cook just like she did. Could you think? People, this is what they're doing. This is what we can't do. But if every other culture and every other civilization around the planet can do this, why the fuck we can't? And they probably ain't got a name for it. They call it a holiday. I'm telling you the name, Ambedo. Experience the moment for what it is. I'm finna help you out. Finna help you out. A lot of people purchase these from me, right? You can purchase your own online. I just consecrate them. Give them some embodiment. I want to draw all the power and the forces of the universe to it. So when you utilize it, it can work for you the best way it can. Now, if you was to give this to your child, listen to me good. You was to get this to your child, you was to get this to your brother, your mother, your auntie, your cousin, anybody, you say, hey, I'm done with it. Here you go. Do you know whatever you touch this, whatever you thought about with this, if that person touches this and hold it true to themselves and imagine you, they can experience everything that you experience because it came from you. They can say, well, damn, auntie used to show enough go over there. Auntie used to show enough help the poor. Auntie was a kick-ass. Auntie always used to pray for us. So let's take it back to more of a biblical thing. How many of us still have our grandmama and granddaddy's Bible? I got mine sitting on my mama altar, on my grandma altar. I got both of their Bibles. I got a past master from my Masonic Lodge. I got his Bible out there because I love that man. And he was from St. Kitts. I never heard of the word St. Kitts. It's a place. And when I want to talk to him, I hold his Bible and I say a prayer for him. And I can experience everything he experienced on the Isles of St. Kitts, people. I never been to St. Kitts. I just knew him. When I want to talk to my grandmama, I just open up the page of the Bible and say, this is what I can hear my grandma's voice saying this. And I can hear what my grandma would say after I'm reading this and while I'm in this pain point I'm in. I can hear my mama praying for somebody else in the room when I think about my mama. I could hear this, people. This is Ambedo. I can overhear the prayer. I can hear what the prayer meant. I can dive so deep into it and emerge into my own 3D realm with a better understanding of things. This is where we have to learn what to do. So when we tap into our ancestor energy, it's unstoppable. Are you understanding yet, people? Are you guys getting it yet? We call these tokens. We call it trinkets. We call it humble jumbo, voodoo, hoodoo. We call it everything, but we don't use it for what it is, to get the experience of Ambedo. I'm breaking it down. I want you guys to understand. I'm breaking it down. If you guys still don't understand, let me know now. Because I want you guys to get it. I need for you to experience every single moment of your ancestor energy so we can connect. See, this is on us. This is not on them. They're waiting to talk to us. They're waiting to give us their knowledge. They're waiting to say, hey, baby, don't do that. Or don't date him. Or leave that girl alone. Or this is not the right time to have that shit done. They waiting to usher us and care for us, but we too busy running up our own shit saying, I'm so tired. I wish I had somebody to help me out of the situation. And then when you get the help, no, I can't trust myself. I can't trust that ancestor to do that. But if you make a phone call to me, Baron, I need your help. Know what I'm going to do? I'm going to contact your ancestor and I'm going to read what they got to say. And I'm going to experience the experience your ass is supposed to be having. And I'm going to give you the message. But I'm going to give it to you at a cost. Because it's my energy. When you can do this, once you master this for free. Well, Baron, you're shooting yourself in the foot, man. This is how you make money. Even if the money ain't there, I want to make good people. I want to save the world, but I'm not finna let you put me on the cross like, oh boy, he's still up there and we still fucking off and sinning, and he died for nothing. I'm not that guy. But I've been tasked with, when I came back to this planet, when I chose to come back to this realm, planet, dimension, however you want to call it, I was tasked to wake people up to the best of my ability. And I feel I'm doing that. I feel like I'm serving my purpose. And the more I wake you up, the more I can get free and I never have to come back to this shit when I go. I want my kids to experience me. I want my great grandkids to experience me. I wonder what, Granddaddy Barron would say with all my intelligence, infinite wisdom. Boy, y'all build me an altar so well, I'm going to bless everything in your goddamn house. I'm going to be the protector. I'm going to be the guardian. I'm going to be the one to take it. I already got that plan. I'm going to be that nigga for you. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to be in the car. I'm going to be manipulating strings. I don't care. That's a taboo, spiritual Baron. Fuck that shit. This is my offspring. Bitch, I'm going to do it. This is how we got to get it. And you think I'm the only one that think like that? When your grandma was taking her last breath on her bed, you think she stopped caring about you? She wants you to experience her. You think your granddaddy stopped caring about you? You think your brother stopped caring about you, your sister, your mother? You think all these people stopped caring about you? It's just that they can't come through properly because we don't know how to experience them properly. And the way you experience them properly is Ambedo. We following each other. That's how you experience things. We can save ourselves a lot of pain, sorrow, and bullshit if we just learn how to do Ambedo. We can learn it in the 3D when we fucking. We can learn it in the 3D when we eating a nice plate of food. When we taking poses for the gram. We enjoying that moment for the moment itself. But when it comes to spirituality, we go lack-ass luster into the bitch. We meditate and we try. We burn our sage. We listen to our music and we do all that shit. We dress up in crystals and stones and we do that. That shit is for us. It is not for them. The only thing you have to imagine what they was doing. Imagine how they can help you. Imagine how they used to feel in that moment. I told you, this is not going to be about your ancestors. This is about me and you. I'm guilty of it. 3D wise, don't ask me to live in the moment. I'm going to always think a bullet could come from somewhere. I'm going to think you're going to pop off with an attitude. I can't do it 3D wise, God damn it. I know me. I'm imperfect in that level. But spiritual wise, I got that shit in spade. I got it so good I could talk to your people. I could damn sure talk to mine. So true alchemy, aka anarchy. Okay, I'm lost. So do we need an item of our ancestors in order to tap? No, you don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying when you got an item, a token, a Bible, these are just things that we can utilize if you choose to. But only thing you have to do is quiet your mind and imagine that ancestor. Even if you don't know that person, imagine how they was, because everything in here is in here. Everything you can imagine has already existed, taken place, been done, and willing to do again. So you just got to imagine that ancestor. And when you imagine that ancestor, you go in there and you talk to that imagined ancestor and experience that imagined ancestor. I read, I'm going to help you out again. So Abraham Lincoln, old head president, one that got shot in the head by Booth. He said he used to imagine a council of his closest friends, a council of people. He would imagine them and he would have conversations with them. None of these people was there, but he would come up with the answer, and he would do this once a night. I mean, one night a week. He'll tell his old lady haul ass, and he'll lock himself in the room, and it'll just be him and a piece of paper. And he'll be talking to various versions of himself, various ancestors, his mama, his grandma. Read his bio, read his book. It's amazing. And he would emerge the next day knowing what he had to do. This is what your spiritual leaders in the villages used to do. This is what your Indian chiefs used to do. This is what your witch man used to do, your obias, since that's such a bad fucking word nowadays. This is what your spiritual person used to do. They go in there and they talk to every single thing, every single process, and they live in the moment with those people, and they emerge in the 3D with the answers. This is what we all can do. We just got to learn how to tap into it. But we didn't understand how to tap into it because we didn't know what we needed to tap into. We didn't know what it was called. Because keep in mind, now that you know what Ambedo is, you can say, well, self, let's practice Ambedo. I'm going to think about this cup. And when I think about this cup here, I'm going to think about who drunk out of this cup. I'm going to think about seeing this cup on live, on TV, on the Baron channel. I'm going to think about this cup right here. And I'm going to hold this cup, think about this cup, set this cup down. And everything attached to that cup will develop itself. And the cup is just a focal point. But you done seen everybody that made the cup. Come on, work with me now. You done seen the cat, the kiln that fired the cup. You done seen the person that molded the cup. You done seen the little Asian man that wrote the red letters on the cup. You done seen the person who inspired the cup, a Leo. And you don't even know this damn cup. That's experience the moment. That's Ambedo. And you know how far we can take this, people? You can take it all the way to the cosmos, multiple dimensions, multiple timelines. Could you imagine yourself being that damn powerful? Who can stop you? Who can fuck with you if you that powerful? Now, imagine you going back in time in your mind to speak to your grandmama who you love so much. Imagine what she would say. Imagine her laugh. Imagine the birthday party y'all was at. Imagine her funeral, and you can see around remote viewing, astral projection. You do it all. Ambedo is the most powerful thing we can do, people. And that's on us. I don't know if it's like making a sigil, Rudy. I don't know. I didn't liken it to that. I didn't liken it to that. Hey, Miss Sunila. How do you do this with ancestors you didn't know? So, mystic interest, you know your ancestors. Just because you don't know their name, you still know their energy. That ancestor energy is always inside of you. It never goes anywhere. Because if you know your grandmother and she had a brother, sister, cousin, auntie, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, times billions, times billion, that energy is always going to stay in your bloodline. It's going to stay in your DNA. This is where our imagination come into play. You know how your grandmama grew up. You know how your grandparents grew up. You know how your cousin grew up, your auntie grew up, whether you know their name or not. They had a connection to somebody. And if you think about that person, you could think about 15 degrees of separation next to that person, and you can be 100% accurate. I do it in my readings all the time. Go back and watch some of them. I'm like, I can see 15 people around you. Then I be like, 50. I gotta close one eye. I don't know why. That's just a thing. I'm like, damn. So now I'm seeing that person. Now, then you go deeper and you could look inside that person and see 15 people with him. Then you can see 15 people with him. And then it could be so vast, but then where we get lost, we don't know how to bring it back. Some of us don't know how to bring it all the way back to the moment because we'll get lost in the vastness and then we get sidetracked, just like having a conversation. So it's all about imagining that ancestor due to how the other ancestor talked about him or thought about him, or what you feel in your heart that ancestor was worth. And it happens. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. That's right. All to galactic. Yes. Yes. Are they really barren because I have been rejected by my earthly family, so I don't reach out to the ancestors? I figure if you didn't like me in life, you won't in death. Is my thinking wrong? It's definitely wrong. So a little transparency here. Everybody know that I didn't have the best relationship with my parent, with my mom. Didn't have the best relationship with her. Do you think I'm not gonna utilize her energy on the other end? Because she got to come back and work for that, because that's a penance. When you don't like somebody in your family, you got to make amends. And they sitting there in the wings just like us, waiting to say, I'm sorry, do something. Due to me and my mom not like each other, I done had so many dreams where various women that I was dating throughout the past had done mystical spell work to me. And my mama came there cutting the spell work away. My nuts, my testicles was sore for like 14 fucking days because somebody put a spell on me that my shit wouldn't get hard. I didn't know what it was. I'm going to the doctor. My mama told me I never let him do that again. Cleaned up my bathroom, had me on the operating table cutting like a motherfucker. I thought she was hurting me. I did a live about it. I'm transparent as fuck. And then afterward, my mama took her two hands and covered my nuts, protecting her baby boy. We didn't have a good relationship, people. But she did it because she had to make amends for what she did to me. So now I feel sorry for anybody who try to fuck with your boy nuts now. Cause you got to deal with grandmama, you have to deal with mama, you have to deal with angry ancestor energy from fucking with him because now you defying me. And I put the protection. This ain't a spirit. This stronger than a spirit. This ancestor. Think about it. So if somebody treated you like shit, those are the one you're really supposed to be living in the moment. Those are the one you're supposed to be putting in servitude on your ass. Do what the fuck you need to do to make me whole, bitch. You hurt me. And they'll do it because they want happiness in the eyes of their God or their source so they can go to their universe and create over. I'm just being real. Ain't nobody gonna be this transparent with you. I done experienced it. Because I was fat when she died. Now, no other reason. So, no, I don't think she was thinking of me. Regardless, you need to think of her. And if you can experience that woman for the moment, you can find out why she couldn't despise, why she didn't like fat people. I get it. I don't know. And then once you understand, okay, I couldn't help it. I was fat. So fix it. Fix my life. You caused me to have this insecurity. You caused me to not want to deal with my family. Fix it, God damn it. I don't know why this thing fuck up all the time. But I not, again, now I know y'all can hear me. I guess they don't like the power that I'm talking or whatever the comments being said. But I can't see your comments. But I know you guys listening to me. But people, Ambedo, look it up, research it, rehearse it, practice it. Let's get this shit. Because we have to learn how to master this here so we can talk to our ancestors. We need to experience that moment. We know how to do it fucking. We know how to do it when we kicking ass. We know how to do it when we tasting food. We know how to do it when we taking pictures. We know how to do it when we interviewing for a job. When we trying to talk up on some scooch or some cop. We know how to be in the moment for the moment's sake. We know how to do it when we on our phone game. We know how to do it when we texting. We know how to do it in the 3D, but we don't know how to do it in the spiritual world. That's crazy. That's all we got at the end of the day, our spirit, our spiritual energy, our spiritual pressure. So again, this wasn't for our ancestors. This was for us. I told you it's gonna be a little toe heavy, hard hitting. Cause this is on us. Those ancestors are waiting to assist us, help us out, talk to us, be with us, treat us right, make amends for the fuck shit they did. But we can't experience the moment for the moment's sake to allow them in. And that's what it's going to take. Now, again, I'm kind of doubting myself on this whole ancestor prayer this morning because in my heart, in my mind, I'm like, these people ain't going to understand what I'm talking about. This is just going to be information. It's going to go over their head. But I know you guys are smarter. That's just my own personal belief. Remember, I told you I got trust issues for here and now, here in the moment. That's just me. I don't know how to live in the moment as far as forming relationships. I'm always having a contingency plan. I'm always looking for an out, or I'm looking for an excuse, or I'm looking for the betterment. I'm looking for the catch. I'm waiting on the shoe to drop. This is my issue personally. Maybe it's not yours. So the connection I'm trying to build with you guys right now, I'm kind of like, man, what if they don't get it? What if they say this nigga off his mind? What if they just saying, oh, there's some bullshit conversation? They may think I'm crazy or I done jumped the scale. I'm that. I'm in that energy right now. But I know you guys aren't. And that's something I got to work on with understanding my 3D Ambedo, how to live in the moment right now, 3D. Again, spiritually, I got it in spades. I can live in any moment, any scenario. I can go back to the moment and experience it all over again, feel the same pain and all that shit. So this is what I'm going to be working on in the future, how to live in the moment now. But a lot of us can do this. You guys should do it spiritually, people. So I think that since the live kind of screwing up and it's got that little something went wrong, try again, tap to retry. Let me tap the bitch. Let me see what they do. Nope, they do a goddamn thing. So I'm finna let you guys go. People, Ambedo, look it up, make it make sense to you all. Figure out what you can do. Go into your prayer closet, driving in your car, experience your ancestors, rather known and unknown. Imagine what you need to imagine and experience them and ask them to help. If you got an ancestor that treated you like shit, put them to work. You'll be surprised. All right, everybody. I'm getting out of here. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Time. Come through with the Baron premieres. Come through. They all premieres. You get to talk in the chat, talk a little shit, have a little fun, listen to the thing, give people ask questions, give insight, give your own spiritual insight. It's a community. Come through. I just ask that you keep it positive and keep it funny and things of that nature. For the Patreons, every second Tuesday of the month, this is the one question tarot giveaway. I'm going to ask that you guys only ask one question. Don't ask two. If you feel like you need to further go into further instruction, just go and book a reading. That's what the site is for. Uh, Also, for the Patreons, the second Saturday of the month, I do a version of a teaching, Southern Folk Magic. That's my niche. That's what Grandma taught me. That's my thing. Come through. People are learning a lot. I'll give you the mechanic, the breakdown, the details. It's worth it. Also, be careful of these scammers out there. You cannot book anything through Instagram or anything. I have an official website, And the only way you're gonna book me is through that website. I'm not gonna contact you on any page saying Spirit told me to give you a reading. I feel your energy. None of that shit. So if you rock with me and you follow me and you still call these people and get scammed, that means you didn't truly know me. That's how that go. What else I can say? Yeah, everybody. So True Spook TV every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Come through and see what I experienced growing up as a kid. I had a very spiritual childhood growing up. Me and grandmama, I seen grandma. I was a witness to grandma doing some amazing things. I saw some crazy stuff, and like I say, every hood is the same. What I was experiencing in my hood, you guys was experiencing yours. You guys just didn't pay attention, or you probably put it out your mind. We can go with Ambedo. You can go and experience that moment again with Ambedo. When I take you to that story, I get a lot of people saying, Baron, you know what? I remember something going on like that. I remember a family like that. I remember a dude like that. I remember this like that. It just takes us to know. And Ambedo is what we need to start getting into. All right, everybody, I'm the Baron telling you guys to trust in you and the universe, because at the end of the day, that's all you got. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all. So, tribe, everybody, be blessed.